Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Herb.
Oh, was that really your intro?
I mean, it's Wandavision. It's whatever.
Sorry, you usually cough like a maniac beforehand.
So you weren't even ready.
No, I mean we're recording. We're good to go. I just wasn't like expecting. Usually I hear you cough up a lung and I'm like ugh, and then you're like hey, what's up everybody?
Lens, you're embarrassing me in front of the company. God,
Hey, don't you want our audience to know the truth?
the truth. They can't handle the truth.
That's not up for you to decide.
Anyway, the truth is that WandaVision, it was good. I think it was amazing. It was good. But I'm also like
Mm.
a heavily biased comic book reader since a youngin. So I don't know. I'm not the average viewer.
I think it was good. I just think that I don't like how. I guess it's up for the audience to decide because it's always up for the audience to decide. But like, I don't like how like they tried to frame Wanda as a hero at the end there.
She definitely was like while she is while part of the story is that she is a victim, true. There is some part in some
Oh,
way she is a
absolutely.
victim, true. However, she is also the
Victimizer.
perpetrator,
Yeah.
the victimizer, the perpetrator, the criminal. Like you can't hold a town hostage and be a hero. You can't.
You
That's
can't.
just it.
You can't.
Like that doesn't. It's not how this goes.
Yeah, bro.
And then
Like, you know what bothered me a little bit is, all right. So I kind of don't like how Marvel sometimes handles their villains, right?
mhm,
So director, was his name Sherwood? Haywood? Sherwood?
sure,
Something like that. The director of Sword.
something wood, some
Yeah,
kind of wood,
some kind of wood.
Sherwood, Haywood,
Hardwood,
morning wood. I
balsa.
don't know. Mhm. Mahogany.
But in the beginning he was like, "Oh, well, all right. This is a threat. Right? She's a threat. She's like holding all these people hostage. Like she has to be treated as such." And I'm like, "You know what? He has a point. Like it's not his job to like look at this subjectively and be like, oh, well, she's struggling with something. And I'm like, that's not his job. His job is to be like, well, she's like torturing people and threatened one of my agents, almost died. So I have to handle the situation. But towards the end there, he was just like, all right, well, I'm going to go full evil. And like, listen, we're
I'm about to
just
shoot some
we're just diving
kids.
into the spoilers. All right.
Mhm. I
Spoiler
mean,
one
it's been 2 weeks. We're
is it
behind.
too? Yeah, yeah, word. Um, So like if you didn't watch it like by now, too bad. I'm
Actually,
sorry.
has it been 2 weeks or has it only been a week since the
A,
last episode?
a week I think. A week.
Hmm.
But either way,
I'll put a
by the
spoiler
time
warning
this
in
comes out,
the
by the time this
description.
comes out, it'll be like 2 weeks.
It'll be like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, I'll put a spoiler warning in the description. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
I
But
we always do. So it's like,
yeah. So like all of a sudden he goes like full villain, like, oh well, we're gonna just like reconstruct Vision and like use him. Literally
I'm gonna shoot some kids.
when earlier in the series he's like, well, like according to Vision's wishes, like he didn't want to be used as a weapon, so like we're going by like his will and
His
testament.
life.
Like we're
Yeah.
dismantling him. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. Like in the beginning when he was like, we're getting like getting rid of his body and like all that stuff. I was like, you know, that's fair, bro. Like I can't even be mad. But then he was like, nope, he's a weapon for us to use now. And then I'm gonna go up in there and I'm gonna shoot kids. It's imaginary kids, to be fair. They don't exist, but still, bro.
The fact that you went for it.
The fact that you went for it, like I was like, come on. Like I think that's just so lazy, because you're forcing someone to act worse than your main character, right? To act worse than Wanda, so you could be like, oh well, I have no qualms rooting for Wanda now, because like the whole time I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want Wanda to win this because, like, she literally did enslave a whole ass town, and then people will say, "Oh, well, she's dealing with a lot of grief and this and that." I'm like, that's not an excuse. It's not an
That's
excuse.
not an
I'm
excuse to
sorry.
hold an entire town hostage and brainwash them.
Oh,
To
I'm
the po-
sorry that you
Bro,
lost like everybody that you loved. It does not give you the right to enslave people. It doesn't.
bro, that one mother who's like, listen, I have like an 8-year-old. Can I please at least see her? You haven't let her out of her room. Can I
I
like?
was like, yo, this is savage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe she can play like the bully or a friend or whatever you want. Like she'll do whatever
Whatever.
as long as I can like see her and like she can not be trapped in
And
her
like I
room.
can hold her.
Word, like, can you not like be a mental terrorist and a literal one?
And that's the thing. It's just like I'm not saying one doesn't have the potential to be a hero because she has been a hero in the past, and
Oh,
she does. It
absolutely.
definitely does have that potential. But it's just like the whole series is like you said, trying to make her out to be a victim, and she is a victim, but she's more than just a victim. Like it's no,
Like,
and then
listen.
not to mention
Hmm.
Like Agatha.
Yeah.
Agatha showed like she started like messing with stuff after, because remember, like even in like when she was describing it, she started messing with around with stuff after she noticed that Wanda did this shit. When she was curious, because she's like, I want to know how you fucking did it, because I want that power.
Word. Not like she was gonna
but
use it for good, but like,
it's like
listen. If you're gonna play both sides of the story, play both sides of the story, right? Like, if you want to show how like Wanda is treading the line between being a hero and a villain, tread that line. Don't just like throw somebody in there to be like, oh well, like she's absolutely a hero now, because she really fucking isn't. And then at the end, when Monica, her name's not Monica.
yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Oh, it was. Damn, I'm
I
fucking
believe it was
good.
Monica.
Um,
Yeah.
when Monica was like, they'll never know what you sacrificed for them. I'm like what? What? Wanda's like, oh, they'll never like look at me any different. I'm like, no, no, they shouldn't look at you any different. You absolute
No,
terrorist.
no, like no. Why would they?
Why would they? They have no
Why should
reason.
they?
Like that dirty look, like stare down, like when she's walking through like the middle of the town. I'm like, yes, good. You're lucky they don't attack you right now. The only reason they're not attacking you is because they know they'd lose.
Exactly. It's like they all want to like kill her, but they're like, we can't. Like that's a fight I will never win.
Exactly. So like, all I can do is give you the mean side eye, and then Monica's
The
like,
mean side
oh, you
eye.
sacrificed so much for them. I'm like, to be fair, she sacrificed an imaginary family, right? And I already hear it. They were real to her, and all that's all that matters. I'm like, I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong, like there was a lot of love that she felt from her own creation, and I'm not trying to diminish that, right?
But you know who else was real?
Who else is real?
The families that were affected by affected by all her brainwashing. Hell, there were
Mm-hmm.
families that were not even in the town affected because they couldn't even get near or like communicate with their loved ones who lived in the
Mm-hmm.
town.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, one of the women when Agatha released all their brainwashing, one of them said like I want like that she wanted to call like her mom or her husband or something and tell them not to come home so they don't have to do
Word.
this. They don't
Never
have to
come
go through
here
this.
ever.
Mm,
Like, that's so savage.
It's like so. I understand Wanda's grief, and it is grief, and she it needed to find closure, but doing what she did to that town
At what
was not
cost?
okay. Yeah, like
At
at
what
what cost?
cost did you find your closure?
Yeah, I, it's just it's not right. It ain't right.
And here's the thing. I know that like her fake created version of Vision was like he was being super supportive and like understanding. I don't know if that's like what the actual Vision would say or do. You know? Cuz
Well, at what point you mean?
all right,
Like when
so
he was like helping her and said like, oh, like well, because remember when he found out that he was not a thing, he got really tight
he did get
and was
tight.
ready to
He
fight.
he did get tight. But like, I feel like Vision, right? The second he learned that like people were under control, I know he like tried to leave and do all that stuff, and a lot of stuff happened. But like, I feel like he would not have stopped until like the situation was over. Like, he would have immediately been like, "Stop it! Like, all of this has to go immediately." Because in every second that like this whole projection is happening is another moment of like torture for these people, right? I would have been like, no talking, no reminiscent goodbyes, no nothing. Like, oh, but our children, like, bro, like they're not real. I'm not real. Like, what are you doing? You know, he's a nice guy, but I feel like he would have been very like adamant about it. You know,
I do like what do you call it? I do, however, like how he basically made the quote unquote remodeled Vision into
the new Vision.
actual Vision.
Yeah, he talked
Yeah,
no jutsu his way.
yeah, because like like what was it? So basically, one of them, the fake Vision had the memories, and then the actual physical Vision was just had the body. So what they basically restored all of Vision's memories
Yeah,
into the actual physical body. So now he is Vision.
he is like 100%.
It was that weird paradox was kind of cool. Like I had never heard of it,
Oh,
but
the
it
ship of
makes sense.
Theseus.
Yeah, I had never heard of it,
Really,
and I'm like, yeah, I actually had never heard of that.
super
So I was
famous
just like,
paradox.
yeah. So I'm just like, this makes a lot of sense. This is a important questions right here, actually. Very important
You
questions.
know, it's funny. The first time I heard about the ship of Theseus was, I think it was like a Vsauce video or a Minute Physics video. I can't remember. And they were
If it was Vsauce,
essentially
I'll believe
they're,
it.
they were basically talking about teleportation,
Hmm.
right? Where like the different like ways that it could happen. Like, there's
I'm guessing
one
one of them was like where you get disassembled and reassembled somewhere else, kind of thing.
exactly, and then they're like, well, if that happens, is that really you? And then they like incorporated the whole ship of Theseus thing, which is really cool.
Yeah, because it is a question. Like, is that you, or is that just a new being that basically has all of your thought processes and everything, but you actually died when you were disassembled?
Yeah, well, also the ship of Theseus
Paradox.
paradox also applies to just human life, right?
Yeah,
Because like physically, I think every 10 years, every single cell in your body is different
yeah,
than the ones like 10 years ago. Like it's like all of your cells got replaced, like every single one. So you are technically no longer physically the same person that you
for 10
were
years.
10 years ago, but you're still you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's
or are
it's a
you?
fun thought experiment.
Or are you?
Or are you? Yeah, because then people would argue like, no, I'm a completely different person than I was 10 years ago. Like physically, mentally, like I don't have the same values. I don't have the same ideas.
A lot can change in ten
A
years.
lot can change in 10 years.
So it, it's very interesting. The one thing that I was hoping for that they didn't give me, and this is because they mentioned it when Agatha was reading the Book of the Damned, right?
Hmm.
And was saying how like the Scarlet Witch possesses powers surpassing those of the Sorcerer Supreme. So I'm like, oh, so you just essentially you're title dropping Doctor Strange here,
Yep,
obviously on purpose. So when she left saying she's gonna go like learn this power, I was just like, yo, go hit up your boy Steven.
bro.
Because even
Y'all
Agatha,
fought on the same side. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure there's like a directory you can look up the other Avengers phone numbers, right?
And then like not only that is just like what do you call it? Like even Agatha said it. She's not lacking in power. She's just not lacking in knowledge.
Word.
who better to go for knowledge than the Sorcerer Supreme?
Word, teach you the ways.
Like, come on now. And like you said, they fought alongside each other, so it's not like he's like. Don't get me wrong. If he heard about Westview, he may be hesitant and like test her,
Yeah,
see if she actually
but
is on the
like
up and up.
of all
But
people, Stephen Strange would understand. Like, all right, you did what you did out of grief, um, and it was unintentional. You didn't even know like the ramifications of what you were doing, right?
Mhm.
So, well, that's debatable whether or not she knew the ramifications of what she was doing. Anyway, so like it's better to teach you so that this doesn't happen, right? Rather than, oh well, I'm not gonna help you at all, and then you just go insane, and
Yeah,
shit happens.
no, no, it's true, it's true. And then like um, it's weird because to me at least, in terms of how like so they're going the chaos magic route,
Mm-hmm.
which is weird because I feel like her powers in the comics obviously have changed every once in a while. At one point it was chaos magic. At one point it was just like
Mutant
something
powers.
else. Yeah, so I think chaos magic is the last one
Mm.
where like her. I think it was like, oh, her mutant power was like being able to tap into chaos magic, and then since then she just uses straight up uses chaos magic. Um, but yeah, like this actually gave me at least what I wanted out of Scarlet Witch, which is just that in Infinity War, I'm like, yo, you're Scarlet Witch, just like snap your fingers and like
Change
make shit happen.
everything.
Like
Facts.
you
Like,
can do this. You're the
oh,
character who
Thanos
said
snapped
no
his
more.
characters. Just snap you. Snapped his fingers. Just snap your fingers back, bro. Like
Get
anti-snap. It's
out
all
of here.
good. You got
Free.
it.
I don't even need the stones. Just be like, what up? Like because she, she she in the comics has literally said no more mutants. And I guess what? There weren't no more
There were
mutants.
no
We just
more.
stopped being born for a while. It's like it was around. The only mutants left were the ones that were actually alive. There weren't any more being born. I was like, well, shit.
Yes. Which
She
again, it's kind of fucked up.
she can tell the Phoenix to just sit the fuck down. It's like, stop that. Bad Phoenix. No.
Bad Phoenix.
In your corner.
So did you enjoy how they fucked with the fans by bringing in what you call it, X Men
First class
Pietro?
Pietro.
Yeah, first cast Pietro.
Yo, honestly, I enjoyed that. I was just like, this is amazing. I fucking love this. But at the same time, just like, ugh, you bitch, you fuck with me.
Where they said psych.
Oh man, is I had a lot of laughs in the Halloween episode when they were all dressed in their super classic superhero uniforms.
I really did enjoy that.
I'm like, yo, you going so fan service with this, Jesus. But oh, another fun part another part that I found with was when Monica they made her that like tank to get into the zone,
Oh
and
yeah.
then it didn't work. I'm like, what'd you think? Like, what did you think? Like, I could have told you that wasn't gonna work, and I'm not even a scientist.
Honestly. Also,
But mhm.
what we call it? Jimmy Woo, mastering the magic.
Yo, the freaking close up magic,
Yeah, man,
dude.
mastering it, bro.
I was like,
He
yo,
really
doing
wanted
this.
to know, and he learned it.
Yeah. He's like, how'd you do that?
Oh man,
Keep your secrets. I'll learn it on my own.
it's listen. I didn't. Well, he taught. No, he actually taught him.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're
Yeah, he
right.
showed him. It was character development I didn't know I needed.
It was great. It was great. Oh man, I loved it. Loved it. And what else is good? The- Just so the Hydra commercials threw me off because I'm over here like, oh, it Hydra's behind all this shit. Well, fuck. And it's like, no. Oh, wait, it was Agatha. Okay, cool. No, no, Wanda was behind it. Agatha just benefited. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. I guess the Hydra
Uh,
commercials were just parts of her like memory being,
yeah,
you know, applied.
yeah. There's just memory. I kind of wanted Old Man Steve to make an appearance because I know like Pietro and Wanda did have like a connection a bit with Steve.
They did.
Especially, well, not Pietro, Wanda kind of did because of the whole Civil War.
Uh
They because remember they were on the same mission when like Wanda made that mistake and blew up that building.
oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then yeah, so like there's a little bit of a connection. So and it's old man Steve. He'll
I'm
always
not
calm me down
expecting old man Steve like
in
ever.
anything.
Until the end of like the next like big thing where like everybody's like, "Oh no, what do we do?" And then old man Steve's like, "You assemble." And it's like, "Oh yeah, you're right, Steve. My bad. Why did I not think of
my
that?"
bad, my bad, my bad. It's like how'd you forget? I've said it before. You said it once,
It was
Steve.
one
Calm
time,
down.
my guy, and it was a lot going on. And honestly, let's be honest here. Only like 5 people around you heard. Okay, like I was the guy all the way like 2 miles back with the sorcerers.
You like whispered that shit. Like, come on now.
Everybody started running. I was like, okay, it's time. That's all. I didn't hear assemble. Are you kidding me?
Oh man, bro. Honestly though, that is still like the one line we waited 10 plus years for,
Word.
and it was worth it. It was worth the wait. Worth the fucking wait. Oh, and then Thor screamed right after he said it. So I'm like, how am I supposed to hear it even more if Thor is screaming? Like, come on, he's a loud man.
He's a very loud man, and he was Fat Thor at the time. He had more gut to like
And
reverberate the sound.
a larger diaphragm.
Yeah, larger diaphragm.
Oh lord.
I was really
But
hoping
back,
in Endgame, like this is just a side note. I was really hoping
yeah.
in Endgame that when he finally like fucking like got his shit together and transformed and like the armor appeared, he would just instantly lose the gut. Just lightning would charge his body and just burn all those
And
calories.
you go back to regular Chris Hemsworth.
Word, because like let's be honest, Fat Thor is not equipped to handle this situation.
He was not in his prime, and everyone needed to be in their prime for this.
Exactly. Everybody else was like pretty much in their prime.
Cap achieved over prime.
Word, bro. He picked up the hammer. He's the best shape of his life.
Oh man. But back to the shows. Like overall, it was a fun show. I I I heavily enjoyed the fact that like every episode was a different decade of sitcoms. I enjoyed that,
That was pretty
especially
good.
when we hit like the 90s, 2000s. the that Boy Meets World era, you know.
I'll definitely say the show was hella creative. It was quite creative, and I respect that fact. I enjoy that it's creative. Um, just changing the sets, the way people talk, the way that they revealed information, the way that like it went from like the 1950s era, like silly comedy, right, to like strange moments that like broke your expectations, right? Like it suddenly increased in tension. And you're like, what? What is happening? The stuff like that is what I enjoyed. I think those are the most creative points. Um, yeah, like I would say I like when Marvel tries like new things like that, right? When they push the envelope, when they're mysterious and stuff like that. I don't like when they just try to shove bullshit down my throat. you know, like can you respect me in my intelligence as a human being, please?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just an eensy teensy weensy little bit.
I did enjoy also seeing Kat Dennings reprise her role from Thor.
Ah, she's the fucking best. She's the best. I miss Kat Dennings.
Hmm. Her character is always fun. It's always a
Word.
fun time.
Darcy, fucking the realist.
Yep. And what was it? I like how she got invested in the shows.
I'm trying to see.
Like
I'm
she was,
trying to see what happens.
she,
Yo, they
she got
recast Pietro. Yo, this is wild.
that shit.
I was like, bro,
That shit.
mid-season they recast him? That's crazy. The other dude must have got me too. That's crazy, bro.
Yo.
This is bold.
Oh man, it was so good. And then I remember like her and Jimmy were like at one point just watching there eating popcorn while they're watching, like fully like we're in the we're here. Oh, that was great. It was so good. But there there were some of like the older sitcoms that I had fun with, like seeing Vision be drunk because of gum.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
Because he swallowed gum.
He
I'm
swallowed
like, all
gum and it got in his gears. I was like, this is stupid.
right. This doesn't make any sense. What?
Like, that's not how his body works, but okay.
It's classic 1950s, 1960s sitcom. So you go with what you got.
Yeah, I gotta accept it.
Oh man, it was great. It was so much fun. So overall, I'd say like I liked the show. It was a fun show. If you're a fan of Marvel, you should definitely check it out, especially because it sets up for you know uh see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Does it?
I
Like, what did
mean,
they set up?
supposedly, so because on the poster for Doctor Strange,
Mhm.
that we have that they've shown, Scarlet Witch is on the poster, so we know she's in the movie.
Yeah, but like other
So I
other than the fact that like she has her name Scarlet Witch now, and
mhm.
the fact that it's magic and not just powers, what did they really set up?
I think she's gonna like her magic might is gonna play a big role in the multiverse aspect
Mm,
because since she does have you know power that surpasses the Sorcerer Supreme, as they straight up said in the show.
yeah,
um I have a feeling that her chaos magic will be what like leads to um like multiverse appearances, you know. So I know that there was a rumor which I think got discounted, or maybe it didn't. I don't remember, about like Tobey Maguire and what is it, Andrew Garfield reprising their roles as Spider-Man with
bro.
Tom Holland.
Though that story is going insane. Like, it's like first it's like, oh my god, they're gonna be in the movie, and then like all of a sudden it's like, no, we're not gonna be in the movie, and then yes, they are. They're lying, and then like Disney's like, no, like you guys are tripping, and then it's just
It's a back and forth.
it's
It
a
keeps
back and
going
forth.
back and forth.
It's just back and
And
forth.
and I'm like, I swear to God, Disney, if this is you just pulling my leg the whole fucking time because you want to get me hyped for the possibility, and then you give me nothing, I swear to God.
Word. And that's why I'm a fan of secrets. Like, whatever happened to like snitches get stitches, huh? Like, bro, like what's his
Like,
face? The actor for Vision, I forgot his name. But he was
I forget.
saying that the whole time. Ever since he joined the fucking like MCU, he's been saying that. He's like, yo, you can't reveal secrets. So what are you talking about? Like, where are these rumors coming from? Why are we getting rumors? Like, just keep it a secret, and then like when you drop the movie and then like they show up, our minds will be blown, and then you'll be like revered as heroes. Like, just let it be a
Bro,
surprise.
honestly, if I went to go see if I went to go to see went to go see Doctor Strange, right? And the idea had never crossed in my mind that we get all three Spider-Man in a movie, and then I went there, and then it happened, bro. I'd lose my fucking shit.
I'd
I
probably have a heart attack.
I'd be like,
I'd be like, whoa. And that's it. I'm dead. You killed me.
top.
and I'd be like, all
Like,
right, hands down, this is like the greatest Spider-Man movie.
like
But even
it's an
even if it
appreciate
does
greatest
happen,
Spider-Man movie.
even if it does happen now, I'm expecting it. It's not a surprise. It's
I
not as special.
It's not.
Would it be
It's
cool?
not.
Is it going to be cool if it happens? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be special.
It ain't gonna be this like holy shit moment though. Like it's just I'm tired of like the age of rumors and leaks. I'm like just keep it on the down low. Give me a surprise.
Word, bro.
Please.
The only
And the
rumor I
worst
want to
part,
hear is whether or not something is being made, not about details about that thing. You know,
yeah, like I just found out yesterday, and I didn't even know this, that we are getting Old Guard 2. I didn't even know that.
lit. Super lit.
Yeah, Netflix apparently greenlit it. So
Oh, shit.
I just found out yesterday, and I was just like, you know what? That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything about the movie besides that.
Word. Like, I don't want to know, like, where they're going to go, what they're going to do with it, how, just.
I don't even want to know the cast, bro.
I'm
I don't.
I'm an advocate of not watching trailers. The only time I watch trailers is if I have no clue about the movie at all, right? Like I wasn't expecting the movie or like nobody told me about it or it didn't like if it didn't enter my periphery, right? My social periphery,
Yeah.
then I need a trailer.
And it's like the first time you've heard of it, and it's just like, what? All
Yeah,
right, let me look at the trailer kind of thing.
exactly. So like if I'm already excited for the movie or I'm like, "Ooh, yes, that's on my list to watch." Then I don't need a trailer cuz I'm already the point of a trailer is to get you to watch the movie, right? But if you're already going to watch the movie, why watch the trailer?
I know I'm gonna watch Godzilla vs Kong. I haven't watched the trailer.
I have not watched the trailer.
Like I
I'm
just
already
clicked play.
excited. I'm already hyped. I'm like, oh, Godzilla versus Kong. I liked the Kong Skull Island. I liked Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like, here we go. Like, I'm ready for this. Why fuck I need a trailer
I
for?
still haven't seen Kong Skull Island.
You haven't seen Kong Skull Island?
I have not seen Kong Skull
It's
Island.
good. It's good.
Like it's funny because like last night we were watching King of the Monsters with the show Jeremy. You and Kevin mentioned like Kong Skull Island, how like they referenced something that was said in that movie, and I'm like, what?
Bro,
Word?
it came out before. Like they set up Godzilla. They set up Godzilla with Kong Skull Island. They set up King of the Monsters. They actually like in the post credit scene. Since you already saw King of the Monsters, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
One of those like tomes of like Godzilla fighting Ghidra was there, which is how we knew that like Ghidra was gonna be like in like King of the Monsters.
See, like, what do you call it? I knew, what was it? When I heard about Kong Skull Island, right? I was just like, whatever. I didn't have like a. I don't have an attraction to see a King Kong movie as much as I have to see a Godzilla movie. I don't.
Fair, fair. But would you
So
watch Samuel Jackson in a King Kong movie?
I mean, I'll watch Samuel L. Jackson in a lot of things.
All
Let's,
right,
let's be
then
honest
like,
here. Let's
bro,
be honest here. I'll watch Samuel L. Jackson mow the lawn as long as
that's
his
true.
commentary.
That's true. Yeah, man. Listen, Kong Skull Island is why I think that Kong Monkey has a chance, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Here's the thing: when you
Are
see
you
the
saying we
movie,
must return to okay? Is
we
that what you're
must
trying to
return to
say?
Monkey. But here's the thing: Godzilla, powerful, powerful, hella strong. I feel you, but Kong, he got combos, bro. He got combos. He got speed and combos on his side. So like, while like
Don't got
Godzilla,
no,
huh?
don't got no atomic breath.
He doesn't. But the thing is, I atomic breath is
And don't
broken.
you dare say he's got thumbs. Don't you dare say he got because
It's-
Godzilla got thumbs too.
Godzilla
Like,
has thumbs, but when's the last time he really uses arms? He has short, stubby arms. He has no reach.
he King of the Monsters all the time when he was
He,
fighting
he,
Ghidra.
he has no reach. He got no
Man,
reach.
he was wrestling those fucking side heads with his arms, bro. It was mouth versus hands.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is Kong. All right, here's the advantages for Kong: speed, on land speed, on land speed.
Here's the
Right.
thing: is he gonna have that same amount of speed? Because remember, as I've been told, Kong Skull Island Kong, he's still in his infancy.
Yeah,
So
he's
as he
small.
gets bigger, he may lose speed because he'll be growing in
Nah, they're
size.
gonna
So he
give him
may not
more
have the
speed.
Superman.
They're gonna give him more speed. Bro, he's gonna be stupid.
You really think it's gonna be more
Yo,
speed?
he got speed on his side. He got combos on his side. He has a longer reach, arm length. He has agility, right? The ability to like fucking like he's probably not going to be using buildings to like hop off of because he's gonna be too big, but like mountains may be a thing. I don't know where they're going to fight. Like I'm just saying he has advantages.
Are you gonna tell me King Kong's gonna beat Godzilla underwater?
No, I'm not because that would be bullshit. That'd be 100% bullshit.
I would hate the movie if that happened. 1,000%. I'd be like, so he beat a creature that can breathe underwater. Underwater.
What I will
He
say,
drowned the creature.
in order to beat
It's
Godzilla,
like drowning a fish in the ocean. How am I
it's
gonna drown a fish in the ocean?
yeah, it's pretty stupid. I think if he wants to beat Godzilla, he's gonna have to choke him out.
You just have to try to get him to go to sleep.
Yeah, he's gonna tell him that he's gonna have to make him go to sleep. Like you're not gonna do it via sheer damage, because the dude fell from like low orbit and like took it. It was fine.
Man, literally almost pretty much reached terminal velocity. He was burning up through the atmosphere as he
Word.
was falling from the.
So it's not gonna be through damage. It's gonna be through submission. All right. I got the call right here. 7 minutes into the 12th round. All right. Kong wins by submission. All right. In a rear naked choke. But it's gonna be a double KO because Godzilla has the spikes on his back. So in order to get the rear naked choke, he has to like impale himself.
Oh no!
Double KO, bro. Kong and Zilla both out.
So what I'm hearing is Kong's gonna impale himself on the spikes, get the rear naked choke. Godzilla's gonna pass out. King Kong is gonna be conscious but bleeding out.
But bleeding
So
out.
he'll hold his fist up triumphant. Then eventually he'll bleed out and die. And Godzilla will wake up and be like, "Can't get my fucking salty run back now."
Exactly. Kong
God.
wins the battle. Zilla wins the war.
I know there's a theory that apparently it's not actually Godzilla, it's Mecha Godzilla.
Boo.
Um, and that theory is because apparently Godzilla seems like they're trying to make Godzilla seem evil versus and Kong the good guy. But
Eh,
like we just had King of the Monsters where Godzilla saved the planet.
word. I think here's actually what's gonna happen because like these two make too much money for them to die. Okay, so it's gonna be Kong versus Zilla, first half of the movie, and then what's his face from King of the Monsters is gonna unleash Mecha Ghidorah because he's like, yes, I can win. He's gonna release Mecha Ghidorah, and then they got to team up to beat Mecha Ghidorah.
Yep. And then you figure out, well, it's like here's the question: if Ghidorah's from space, does that mean there's other monsters from space? That's where technically the fifth movie comes through. Space Godzilla. It's lit.
No. After that, it's gonna be they're entering the Pacific Rim stuff. Like we're gonna get Jaegers and all that shit.
Yeah, and how do you think the portals for the creatures get there? Space Godzilla, duh.
Thinking about it. Thinking about it. But we know the portals are from an alien.
An alien.
Hang on. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. We could it take an afternoon, but we could write around it. We could write around it.
From an alien, was it like race or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. The race is a species that worships Space Godzilla. You're welcome. There you go. Just like there was an ancient race of beings that worshipped Godzilla that we found from King of the Monsters in that underwater civilization.
Atlantis.
Clearly doesn't yeah, there'd be another one that worships Space Godzilla from another planet. Same exact shit.
I'd take it. That'd be great. Yo, we got so
Uh,
sidetracked.
oh my god. when does this become about Godzilla? Anyway,
Because
back to
it's
WandaVision.
sorry, like it's just good.
Back to WandaVision. Uh, just like casting was great. It was fun. Um,
8 out of 10.
I I'd give it like, I mean, for me, I'd give it like a 7, 7.5. But I'm a comic snob, I admit it. So
That's fair, but like 8 out of 10 for me, because like it it entertained. Um, to be fair, I did
mm.
fall asleep during one of the episodes. It did get boring for a little bit. Like there was a section where I was like I care so little I literally fell
for,
asleep.
and I can, for those who are wondering what episode, that was episode 7.
Yeah, um, but I will say for when because like things stopped being interesting to me around
Mm.
there,
Yeah.
and they stopped like taking like cinematic risks. They stopped like using like those interesting techniques that like kept me interested. But yeah, so
Yeah.
but overall, like I'd say 8 out of 10 because it tells a cohesive story. I enjoyed it. Some
Yeah.
lasers firing here and there, magic stuff, Vision using talk no jutsu, and then you wrap it up with a nice little bow of Wanda being a terrorist. Like I'll take it.
Uh, it was, like, it's definitely not a show. Like, there are some shows that I'll go back and rewatch like at any time.
I'm never gonna rewatch this show.
This is not one of
I'm never gonna
those. This
rewatch
is
this
not
show.
one of those. Like Scrubs. I just rewatched all of it. It's amazing. Teen
You,
Titans.
you
I'll
you
watch
can't
rewatch
you
that
can't
whenever.
compare those with this,
No, no, no,
bro.
no, 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 no. I know. I'm saying like quality, like types of shows that I'll rewatch like all the time, like like quality. And I just feel like this doesn't, at least for me, is not at that level. You
It's not.
know,
It's not.
like the shows I rewatch at all times are the ones that like what either the action scenes are just so amazing that I love to watch them over and over, or the comedy is so gold that I'll find it funny years later.
Or the drama is so dramatic, you just get sucked in every time.
hmm
Bro,
hmm
Robin versus Slade? Pff, whew,
But
whew.
who is Slade?
Let's not.
that,
Let's not.
I'll be honest, that shit when I found out, like, because I didn't know anything about Deathstroke before that show,
Same.
so I was just like, oh, this is just some dude named Slade, and I say, no, that's his, like, yo, I wonder what his real name is. Slade. No, no, his real name, Slade. What?
But who is Slade? Slade, damn it.
Oh man. But yeah, so it's one of which is definitely not like a show that I'd watch all the time. It's a one and done for me, one and done. So I would love to see the actors in
In
more
more
stuff.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd super be down to see for that. But other than that, I'm good. Like the actress who they got for Monica Rambeau, bro, I want to see her in a movie now that she has powers.
Word.
Like I want to see her in a
Looks like
movie.
she's meeting up with the Skrull, so
Yeah, yeah, maybe the next Captain Marvel.
bro, can we just get a Skrull invasion, please? Like a real Skrull invasion? I was tight that didn't happen like before Infinity War.
I just realized something.
What's up?
Does Captain Marvel not age?
No.
'Cause I thought about that. Monica Rambeau is the daughter of the former head of Sword, who was Carol's best friend.
Yeah.
And when we see Carol, and that was again in the past, and like she met like the daughter met Carol when she was like what, 10
9, 10,
maybe.
somewhere around there.
So when we saw Carol come back for Infinity War and Endgame, sorry, for Endgame, not Infinity War, for Endgame, she looked the same. She cut her hair, but she looked the same.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this kid is now like 20 something years old.
Maybe like
So I'm
30.
like, yeah, maybe even 30. And it's just like, do you not age? Because, like, I mean, you're superpowered being with like phenomenal cosmic power. If you don't age, it's what I'm not gonna deny it. It's okay,
I don't
cool.
no, she doesn't age.
I'm just like, that's wild. But then I wonder if it's like she is, how to put it? She has eternal youth. Obviously, she can be killed, but like it's just that she has eternal youth, but in like her insides are still aging, or it's just her body just doesn't age at all. Period. And then, but obviously she's not immortal because she can still be killed. So
I don't know how. I feel like I just don't know enough about her powers. She just has cosmic powers. Like that's it. Like
she's like the genie, phenomenal cosmic powers, but she does not have an itty bitty living space.
no, she does not.
So I know I want to see Monica meet up with Carol at some point in the movie, especially what do you call it? Because I want to see Carol's reaction to her friend's daughter having powers now. It's like when, how, what? I
Take
want
you
to see
on 1v
that.
one.
Mhm. Mhm. Also, so it's weird when Monica met the scroll at the end, and it's like, oh, old friend or whatever, and it's like, where does he want to meet me? And she just points up. One, I forgot who said it, but they're like, I would find it hilarious if we find out later that in like a scene from something else that they literally just met the second floor of that theater.
oh, just the roof. What'd you think? We're going to space?
The fuck? But
oh my god.
but if not, if they actually did mean space, I would love it if it's actually the space station that Sword usually has in orbit around the Earth. It'd be dope.
That would be
I think
dope.
it'd be cool.
Do you think she's gonna become the new director of Sword?
Monica?
Yeah.
Um, it's
Or is Sword
I don't
just gonna
know.
be dismantled?
I think she'll become the new director.
It was always gonna be hers, right? Like that was her. That was supposed to be her position.
True. 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 Um. uh, hmm. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm kind of hoping. I'm hoping. Uh, there is. I'm trying to think. If there's anything else I want to see? I want to see Darcy in more things. I want to see Darcy more.
Word.
Hopefully, we'll see her in when Jane becomes Thor, because that'll be a hilarious reunion. Jane Foster is now super swole, meets her friend Darcy. Darcy's like, "When did you get gains?" The fuck?
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about all I got
That's all I
for this
got.
show. Yeah. So as always, thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter as always, the underscore content corner for updates when we go live for our streams, as well as when episodes go live on YouTube and Facebook. And if you have any requests or suggestions for for games or for us to play on stream or like movies/shows for us to watch and review, just let us know either in the comments or just email us at contentcornermail@gmail.com. Anyway, and we'll do it unless we already saw it, in which case we'll just review it and be like it was trash. So yeah, as always, we'll catch you later. Deuces.